bum bum ba da ba da bum ba da ba da bum ba da bum 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 ba. I think I just gotta get my network connection fixed. Maybe we have to get into a new plan with Shaw. Let's keep going. People will probably be back soon. I hope people are back. I only see one viewer right now. Although maybe that's just me. I hope people are back. I'll start in a few minutes, I suppose. Oh my word. That's how it ends up happening, isn't it? All right, I'll just go. I think people should be filing back in soon, anyways. Oh my word, we'll figure it out, I suppose. This person left the bloody writing. And what do you base this claim on? Do I really need to base? Really? So why would the other woman do that though? And why does that doesn't help my case at all? Oh, my internet's not doing well. Fucking insane. To be honest, I don't actually have any real proof of this, but I've come this far. There's no turning back now. Besides Apollo, there was one more person who shed blood at this crime scene. A person who shed blood? You don't mean... Oh, but I do. I believe it was Candace Arm who left behind this message in blood. What? What? Detective Arm? Are you sure you know what you're doing here? Not really? Objection! Objection! What kind of ridiculous assertion is that? If you had said the attacker left the message to throw people off, it might have made sense. At first glance, that would seem to be the most reasonable explanation. However, Apollo didn't shed enough blood to write such an extensive message. No. Ah, I see. Even the photo makes it clear there wasn't enough blood to write all those letters. And Mr. Justice did survive. I suppose he didn't bleed very extensively in that case.
But why would Detective Arn write the defendant's name?
Spewing out shit.
There is no connection between the two whatsoever. I didn't even know the lady who was killed.
Whoa, why did I go British on that?
I admit the investigation didn't turn up any connection between the victim and the defendant. They never even met each other.
That's very true. Well, then, let's see. Then maybe the intended meaning of the message is not what it appears to be. The intended meaning?
Not what it appears to be?
Maybe the message was not intended to be Woods. Coming from you, that's quite the bold statement, Mr. Wright. You wish to assert that this bloody writing could have some other meaning. Oh, my internet's not holding up, lads. Yes, Your Honor. For something I pulled out of a wormhole, it could be turn out to be true, right?
It clearly says Woods, as anyone can plainly see. What other meaning could it possibly have?
Stoom. But Candace Arm was a detective. Maybe Woods only means something to the police. Like a police scanner code, for example. I didn't think of that.
You may have tricked His Honor, but you'll never get the best of me. I have a thing for studying on the weekends, as you may have already guessed. And there is no such radio code as Woods in the state, dear Mr. Wright.
Is that a fact?
Hey, don't look at me. I know as much as you do about police codes.
Enough of this! I was quite taken with the defense's new theory. But if they can't substantiate it with anything, then I must end things here. No, please wait, Your Honor. Very well, but before we discuss this theory any further, I demand a plausible explanation. So, Mr. Wright, what is the true meaning of the bloody writing? Well, I believe it's... And no stalling! If you can't come up with an answer quickly, I will declare this discussion officially over. I'm in trouble now. What other meaning could it have besides the obvious one? Maybe it means something in another language? Or maybe it's a code. Think, Phoenix. You can do this. Which piece of evidence will tell us what the word Woods really means? That one? Because it shows there's more to the word. What exactly is your point, Mr. Wright? I thought this evidence was supposed to tell me what Woods really means. But doesn't it, Your Honor? Are you asking me or telling me? I guess I'll let you be the judge of that. No, you bitch. Oh, that didn't go over well. But I just know there's something here that looks like the word Woods. No. No. What does the bomb card have to do with it? The bomb card doesn't mean anything. It's just L10015R, which doesn't spell out anything. I really wish my computer or my internet wasn't lagging, but I gotta get that fixed, man. Gonna disconnect this. You know, there's nothing on the bomb. I have no fucking idea. Also, my fucking the transfer really is lagging a lot. I could not present people, no. Well, I kind of thought that this would be it, but that doesn't come up with anything. Dude, I have no idea. Like, what? Nothing in the autopsy. Like, there's you don't get the report, you just get the picture. Also, this is so laggy, it's insane. What the hell? I must be blind. What does woods mean? Am I missing something? Just gonna present this, see what happens, I guess. I guess I'm right. The bomb transport case? I've about had it up to here with your shenanigans, Mr. Wright. Take a look at the numbers on this case, Your Honor. This is not actually... What? L10... What? Doesn't this string look vaguely familiar? L100. L115R. L100. What does that have to do with anything? It is very laggy for me, for the record.
What could those numbers possibly have to do with the case at hand?
I don't know if I can fucking voice this. This is so behind. I'm gonna reboot the connection real quick. Just gonna make sure that's saved. Yeah, it is. Because this is atrocious. And it's getting worse. This also is not valid. It doesn't make any sense. Like, just because they look similar doesn't mean that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything if they look similar. Oh, hell. Presenting that it's eventually a code. Yeah. Now please take a look at the bloody writing shown in the crime photo. Oh, I think I see it. That a girl. That's one on my side. It says Woods. Or you could say it's a horse of a different color, Your Honor. The first character isn't a W. It's actually an L and a 1. The next two are zeros. Oh my goodness. The true meaning behind the bloody writing isn't Miss Wood's name. It's the number engraved on this bomb transport case.
What are you talking about? The next part doesn't make any sense. The next number is a 1, but the bloody writing says a D.
Objection!
But the number on the case and the bloody writing can be made to match up quite easily. This is how the number on the transport case can be made to match the bloody writing. Make it a completely different set? Like, it just doesn't really work. This makes no sense. I don't understand it. Erase 2 lines, maybe? Please erase the third downward stroke of the W and the curved part of the D. Well, would you look at that? Louise? No, Your Honor. It isn't meant to be read as a word. It's the number L10015. Which, if you take away the final R, is the exact same number that's on the bomb transport case.
Erase 2 lines and they match up, you say? Well, I can change anything into anything else simply by erasing 2 lines. What if we erased 2 lines from your name? Would you be happy as Mr. Wright?
Well, would you, Mr. Rye? The only right spelling is right. Okay, I'm doing pretty well here. And I think I've drawn the right conclusion. Detective Arm's real message to us is the bomb transport case number. Your Honor, the 2 lines were added by the real culprit to intentionally mislead people.
What?
The original message Detective Arm left behind was the transport case number, but whoever assaulted Apollo changed the message. If you're right, boss, then what do you suppose Detective Arm was trying to tell us? Good question. What does this number represent? I don't know. The transport case?
Do you see this number here? That is my identification number.
Candace Arm lost her life in the courtroom bombing. Her dying message could have only had one purpose.
No.
To tell us the name of the one responsible for the bombing. Well, don't keep us in suspense, Mr. Wright. Tell us who she was trying to name. The culprit that the victim was trying to identify is none other than... The defense wishes to indict Mr. Ted Tenate on the charge of the courtroom bombing. Ted Tenate? Apparently, disabling bombs isn't Mr. Tenate's only specialty. Somehow, the victim must have realized that he was the bomber. So when she was caught in the blast, she left his bomb transport case number as her dying message. She used Mr. Tenate's own ID number to finger him for the crime.
Why would anyone go out of their way to write an ID number? Wouldn't they simply write the person's name?
He's got a good point there. What do you have to say to that, Mr. Wright? That only Detective Arm would know the answer to that. But allow me to offer a theory. Perhaps Detective Arm couldn't recall Mr. Tenate's name in the heat of the moment. As I recall, this was the first meeting between the two. It's entirely possible they wouldn't have been familiar with one another. Or maybe using the ID number was a way to hide its true meaning from the real culprit, thus lowering the odds that they would erase the bloody writing. But no matter what the reason, the important thing is the meaning behind her message. The fact remains, she wrote Mr. Tenate's ID number.
Now, just one moment here. There hasn't been any proof yet that it was indeed Detective Arm who wrote it. The bloody writing wasn't found during the investigation after the blast. If Detective Arm had left the message, it should have been found at that time.
Objection!
Naturally, Mr. Tenate hid it before anyone could discover it, and there's a simple explanation for how he was able to do so.
What?
Mr. Tenate was able to cover the message up because he's the first to find the body. The first person to discover the bloody writing was Mr. Tenate himself.
I was the first one on the scene after the explosion. I went there to ensure safety, but I ended up discovering a dead body.
When Mr. Tenate saw that the victim had written his ID number, he used the bomb transport case to cover up the bloody writing as a stopgap measure. Oh, so that's why the message in blood was under that transport case. He didn't have enough time to try and scrub away the writing. If he didn't report the body right away, he would look suspicious. So those letters lived on to serve another function. When Mr. Tenate used them in another incident. Oh, the assault on Mr. Justice! Exactly. Mr. Tenate hit upon a plan to use the bloody writing for his own purposes, so he didn't clean it away. Instead, he made it look like Mr. Justice wrote it, by adding 2 lines to the writing that Detective Arm left behind. He changed the meaning of the message. He made it look like Mr. Justice was accusing Miss Woods of the attack. So that means the only person who could have altered the bloody writing was the courtroom bomber, who was the same person that assaulted Mr. Justice. And that person is Ted Tenate.
Go!
Order in the court! Order, I say! It looks like we will have to hear from the bomb specialist himself. Mr. Payne, please have Mr. Tenate take the witness stand. Yes, Your Honor. That was great, Mr. Wright. Just doing what I do best, which is flying by the seat of my pants.
Dismantling the case is yours. Do you think you can handle it? I look forward to seeing you try.
I finally draw Mr. Tenate back into the witness stand. Looks like you'll get your wish, Goggle Man. Now watch me take your lies apart. Okay. I'm going to stop it there. The whole thing is just shutting down as we speak. I'm going to try to make it better for next time I take a crack at this. Thank you everyone for coming, who came along. Thank you for staying along. I know that a lot of people left throughout the night, but thank you very much. Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful life. Be good to each other. And we'll pick up as soon, hopefully, once I can get this thing to work properly. because I don't want to sacrifice the quality of the game because my internet. And there we go, because my internet won't cut it. So I'll figure it out. Thank you very much so much for coming along. Have a good night.